Hello everyone, this is Kathy Callahan and I am your psychic of the day. Today we're going to be talking very briefly about something that came up this morning from a man named O'Leary, and he had such a good point. There was a video going around Facebook, which you may have seen, and it had to do with an older gentleman and his son, and they were both visiting in New Orleans over on Bourbon Street, and they were mugged. And the older gentleman had a lot of blood loss and was in critical shape. And O'Leary said, you know, what kids need is to grow up with sports or music or something that would help them be productive members of society instead of thugs. Well, I agree. And because everyone has been asking for a life purpose instruction in my psychic work, I thought I would do this little brief video. And it'll be a major discussion in the live psychic mini readings, which are every Saturday morning here in Arizona at 8 a.m. And if you go to my Facebook page, A Free Psychic Reading, you'll see all the instructions for joining us on a live feed and having your questions answered. So what I wanted to talk about today is family, because we've just entered into the sign of Cancer. And as you probably know, Cancer rules the family. And there's a big breakdown in family matters, resulting in adults who are having a hard time coping as grown-ups. So I'm going to give an example for Aquarius, and we'll talk about the other 11 signs on Saturday. So tune in and ask your questions about your sign and the family. But I wanted to give you a brief description of a life purpose for Aquarians and how it relates to family. Now, if you look at your natal chart, it'll show you which house Aquarius is in for you and how this would relate to that particular part of your life purpose. More about that later. But for an Aquarian in the family, they are the awakeners. And what that means is if the family's been asleep to family patterns that are damaging, it'll be an Aquarian that will wake them up, or at least try. And I can tell you from personal experience that as an Aquarian, it's not often well received. And that's really unfortunate, but a person has the right to remain asleep if they want to. And O'Leary was right. He's not an Aquarian, he's a Leo. But give the kids something fun to do and something to learn, and they will grow up to be responsible adults. In my particular family, we have a very long history of alcohol abuse, drug abuse, and I noticed a granddaughter who had gone to Mexico to celebrate her birthday, and it was public. I mean, she wrote it on Facebook. Oh, I had so much fun, and I was so drunk last night, and I'm so hungover, I'm going to do it again so that I don't have to feel the hangover. Well, I tried to be kind. I'm not always the kindest person, but I did try to be kind, and I said, gee, I'm really sorry I passed on these genes to you, and I hope that you can see this for what it is. And boy, did the family rally round poor little granddaughter who was being picked on by grandma because I was pointing out what may be obvious to many, but not if you're asleep. So this granddaughter, I think, knows the history, the family history, and that alcoholism is rampant. And so for an Aquarian to come in and say, take a second look at this. Are you sure this is the kind of life you want to lead? Because it will cause you problems. You will eventually lose the person you love, your family, your job, your housing. I mean, it's a serious disease. And what I heard as the wagons circled the poor child who was 20-something, 25, 28, something like that, what I heard was, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. And she would never be an alcoholic, as if she had a choice. So this video is about a life purpose, and my life purpose as an Aquarian is to wake people up. And it's hard because if you have developed a series of habits that have you doing things that are really bad for you, that are detrimental to you achieving your life success in any way, whether it's with family or job or friends or the home you live in. If you can't see it and somebody else can, and they mention it to you, they're probably an Aquarian. So this is my video today for waking up the family with the truth. And I know it's not easy, and I hope if you have Aquarian friends who are blessed enough to be telling you the truth, that you don't circle the wagons and ostracize them for pointing out the obvious. If you have any questions about this video, please just make comments in the bottom, and I love you, and I'll see you every Saturday morning, 8 o'clock Arizona time.